Hello Stampers, welcome to the craft room. For this week's 4 Ways Friday, I wanted to do things a little bit differently, and instead of just taking pictures of the 4 different ways you can use one of Stampin' Up's products, I decided to do a little video to use this wonderful 2-step owl extra large punch. This is one of our double punches. It's great. It punches out all of these shapes that you see here. I punched it out in both Whisper White and in Basic Black, so I can do a little demonstrating for you. The first thing that you can do with this basic owl punch is make a basic owl. This is so simple to put together. You just punch out your owl punch in 2 different colors, and you start with your black base. Then this becomes your little stomach or vest, and then you go ahead and place your eyes and your little heart, and last but not least, these itty bitty tiny pieces for the little eye centers. And I adhere all of this down using my Tombow Mono multi-glue. I find that the easiest thing to work with. You might also use the 2-way glue as well. So that's the first way to use your 2-step owl punch, is to make this adorable little owl. The next way you can actually use this owl punch is with a Halloween theme, and you can make this owl into an adorable little ghost. That is super simple to do. You can probably tell already exactly what was done to make this owl. All you do is take your paper snips and just cut off these 2 little feet. Sorry, Mr. Owl, the feet must go. And then you're just going to place your black eyes and your little white centers. And you have an adorable little owl. Of course, I'm sure there's something wonderful you could do with these little feet. I keep thinking that they'd make adorable little butterflies if you just put the wings side by side and create a middle. That's for another time. So the second way is to go ahead and make this adorable little ghost. A third way, you probably already see it, that you can use this adorable owl punch is to make a little fish. And let me show you how I did that. I actually made a little template for myself so I can do this over and over. You're going to punch your owl out again in whatever colors of your choice, and then you are going to cut off those 2 little feet as I did here. And then you'll notice that this fish lines are right up, and you can make yourself a little template, or you can freehand this. I like to make a little template and then just grab a quick little pencil and draw a nice little line. And then I just come in with my paper snips and snip that owl right in half. Again, sorry, Mr. Owl, for destroying your owlness. And there you go. And then you'll notice what I did for the lips here. I just took one of these hearts. I'll use the black ones, the black one just so you can see it, to make the little lips. And then what I realized is you could also use one of these hearts to create a little fin. And then you're going to use your medium-sized circle and then your very tiny circle to create this fish. Now I went ahead and did this exact same thing using Marina Mist and some Certainly Celery cardstock, and just want to share this adorable little card with you so you can see that I used a Marina Mist heart. I did some sponging with Old Olive to give it a little bit of dimension, and use Certainly Celery for the lips. And then I used the great little dots, not just for the eyes, but also to create some bubbles, and used a little bit of crystal effects to give them that watery look. So another really, really fun way you can use this owl punch. So far we've got 3 ideas. Let's share with you a 4th. A 4th way that I came up with to use this owl punch kind of came to me as I started to play around with the basic owl shape. And when I cut off the little legs to make the owl, I started looking at this and I thought, that looks a little bit like hair to me. I wonder if I could make a person. And sure enough, I want to share with you this adorable little girl that I was able to make. And I want to show you how I use the owl punch not just to make the hair, but also to make the arms and the legs for this card. Again, really simple, and I created a template. So the first template I created was for the hair. So again, you can punch, here I used chocolate chip, whatever hair color you want. You can use Daffodil Delight for a blonde, you can use Soft Suede for a lighter brunette, and I just went ahead and created this template, and now I can just use the template over and over to just draw these curved lines here and give her a little bit of bangs. And I know you're already starting to think about all the different haircuts you can give your little paper doll. And then I just go ahead and cut that out using my paper snips. The face itself, just so you know, is just a 1-inch circle punch, and in order to give it that skin look, I just use a piece of Blushing Bride and punch that out. And that 1-inch circle fits very, very nicely right behind that hair. So if this were punched out, you could see that a little bit better. Here's another example of just a head that I was able to make, and you can see how that 1-inch circle punch just fits back there perfectly. And you can play around with the different faces that you could make. And I use one of the hearts to embellish her hair. To make the arms and legs, this is pretty wild. I also made a template. All you need to do, and I'll play around with this black owl for a minute, is once these little legs are cut off, you'll notice if I just line this right up here, that all of a sudden we look like little arms and legs here. So in effect, you're almost cutting straight down the side. And again, if you wanted to use your pencil to actually draw this before you cut, you can do that. Again, I like to create the little template. And now all of a sudden we have a set of legs. She's wearing black stockings. And the arms are the exact same thing. So you're just creating both the legs and the arms. And then for the dress, all I did was create a little bit of a triangle. Again, a little template for myself. And then I came in with my 1-inch circle punch and just punched the top of that dress to give it a neckline. So really simple. You can see I also used parts here again. I used these 3 hearts that I had also punched from the owl punch, and I embellished her a little bit with our brand new Basic Pearls jewels. These are self-adhesive, which is great to give her a little pearl necklace and also a little pearl bracelet. So another really fun way that you can use your punch and dress her up and kind of play paper dolls. Because this is a video, I do want to share with you a 5th way that I came up with to use this owl punch. You'll recall that this piece serves as basically the vest for the owl, as you see here. And as I started to play with this and kind of turn it around and turn it over, I turned it sideways and I started to think, that looks a bit like a mouth there. And then I realized that you get all of these great large pieces, and I'm like, I bet we can make a little bit of an eye for our little mouth. And then I started thinking, I bet we could make a nose also, or maybe even use just a regular hole punch that you would pick up at the office supply store to make a nose. And then I started thinking, antlers. So here's a little Rudolph that I made, again using mostly the parts from the owl punch. So you can see here's the little vest in soft suede. Here's the largest circle in whisper white and the medium circle in basic black. I did use my regular hole punch just to punch out this circle of real red, but of course you could use the medium size again if you punch that out in real red to make a little bit bigger nose for Rudolph. And then finally, to make the antlers, I just took the Decorative Accents die and I used my soft suede through the Big Shot to create 2 antlers and cut them down and sponge them with soft suede to make this adorable little Christmas tag that will hopefully go on a gift sometime in December. So there you have it. 5 fun ways to use your 2-step owl punch. I'm sure that you will think of plenty of other ways. I hope that this video inspires you to give the punch a try and see what you can come up with. Thanks so much for joining me for this week's 4 Ways Friday. I look forward to seeing you again very soon here in the craft room.